Hello, this is Rory with the Love Chat, and today's topic is logic versus emotions. Now, this is video number 135. If you have a question you'd like for me to consider featuring on the Love Chat, please write it in a comment below. And if you enjoy these videos, please do me a favor, subscribe, and hit like. Also, if you'd like to do a Skype or email coaching, just visit my website, thelovechat.net/coaching. Now then, let's discuss logic versus emotions. So, I try and do my best to explain this in every video that I make, but I think it's so hard to truly, accurately pinpoint every single point I need to make whenever I'm doing a specific video, while also giving you guys advice that maybe you haven't heard before. So I'm going to try my very hardest in this one to explain why it is so important that you're operating from a logical standpoint when dealing with your ex versus an emotional standpoint. So, logic versus emotions. Which one is going to help you be more attractive? Well, basically, I'm sure you guessed the answer is logic. But now, why is that? Well, because when you're in a situation where you're trying to reconcile with your partner after a breakup or perhaps a very large fight, you always want to go the logical route. And the reason is that we have such a proclivity to become emotional, and emotions are not informed by logic, they're impulses. So perhaps if I'm very angry after stubbing my foot, I might scream out a curse. I might get really angry at the person near me. Why is this chair here? Why are you stupid? Why would you leave it there? Maybe they had nothing to do with it. The problem is that anger is not informed by logic and reason. And sometimes we can mesh the two together, but more often than not, when it's dealing with a loved one, we're much more emotional. Think about it. Something is being taken away from you. And so you're diving into your emotions and you're saying, oh no, please don't do it. I don't want to lose you. Let me show you how much I love you. Let me try and talk you out of it. And then we'll turn to all this logic and reason during a time where they're being emotional. You need to give it time and space to level out. That way, everybody is acting from an emotional neutral. And so the next question becomes, fine, how do we get there? Because I just lost the only person I loved, and basically you're telling me just relax and be less emotional, right? How do I do that? And that's where the meditation and the exercise and the healthy eating and having friends and being social, that's where all that self-love and self-work comes into play. And the main ingredient, which is time. I know you don't want to hear it, and I know sometimes it sucks in that we don't want to do the personal work because it takes effort, and it's a lot easier to just go an X-Back guide, right? Or the Text Your X-Back Bible or something like that, and use those. Even though they'll blow up in your face, it's easier because it's less effort. And as I said a couple of videos ago, the inescapable truth is that anything worth having takes effort to get, but it's the right kind of effort. So some people think to themselves, all right, well, let me think about effort. I've been taught that if I work really hard, I'll get whatever's coming to me. But that is not brute force. If you work really hard at the gym, yes, you'll get a good body. If you work really hard at school, yes, you'll get good grades. If you get good grades, yes, you'll probably get a nice job. But in a situation like this, we need to work smarter, not harder. Why? It's because we're dealing with somebody who has free will and who has their own set of objectives and goals and dreams and emotions, and we need to respect that. Running ourselves into the wall over and over again, hoping that the wall one day falls, is not an effective way to go. So what are we talking about here? This logic versus emotions. Well, obviously, after a breakup, you're feeling very emotional. And that is the worst time and place to try and win your ex back. Not only that, but your ex is also feeling quite emotional, but in a different sense of the word. They're being cold and mean and distant because they know that the next couple of words out of your mouth are more likely than not to be something about getting back together. Is there any path back? Can I win you back? Please come back to me. Please don't do this to me. I don't want this to happen. We need you to be acting from a more logical and reasonable standpoint so that you can be more attractive. I say it in many videos. How do you properly reconcile with somebody? How do you re-attract somebody? Be more attractive. How do you be more attractive? Stop accessing your emotions. Use logic and reason. I hate to put it this way, but it's how attraction works. The more you want somebody and the more you validate them, the less likely they are to come back. No contact I've said this a million times and I'm going to continue saying it, so get used to it, is not a weapon to get your ex back. Though it has that side effect, it is a tool to get yourself back. Why do we want you back so damn bad? Because that means you're acting less emotional, you're acting more logical and reasonable, and you're able to tell yourself, hey, come on, my ex doesn't want to hear from me right now. If they want to hear from me, they'll reach out to me, and if I still want them back when they reach out, then we'll see what can happen. Strike when the iron is hot. But emotions will have you panic. They'll have you think that the worst of everything is going to happen. And the irony is that we all know it's what everybody goes through, right? A breakup is a story. We all tell ourselves the same story. We see breakups play out in the same way every time. We see the same questions on the live streams or in the comments. And yet we wonder, wait, hold on. We've done this before. In fact, that guy over there is asking the same question I asked 3 months ago. This is kind of weird. Why is this everybody's default? Why is this everybody's neutral? Is to just cry and beg and plead or ask if I can decipher when their ex is going to come back or why they randomly got blocked on Facebook. It's a story, and we keep playing out the story. We're puppets to the story until you see that you're in a story. And then you take a step backwards and say, no. It's not going to go this way this time. Your objective is to make this story end up the way you want it to end up. And the first step is by allowing yourself to realize that the first couple of weeks, maybe even months after the breakup, you're going to be a little emotional. And that the best way forward is to begin thinking more rationally, more reasonably, and more logically. Let your emotions become neutral as your logic and reason build up, because logic and reason is always the way to go. It's always going to steer you in the right direction. Allow your ex to come to you when they are feeling a little emotional and a little sad and missing you. That's okay. And then you can logically and reasonably suggest to yourself, well, is this something I want back right now? Is this something that's right for me? It's been a couple of weeks or a couple of months. Now that I'm thinking logically and not emotionally, is this a good choice, a good investment in my long-term mental health? In the next video, I'm going to go about covering some different ways that we can achieve this mental peace and this emotional neutral that I keep discussing. And so I look forward to seeing everybody on Monday, where I'm going to be posting that video. And until then, that's all I had for today. If you found my video helpful, I'd be very grateful if you'd subscribe and hit like. Please leave a comment below and tell me what topics you want me to cover in the future. Additionally, if you'd like extra videos every week, free book giveaways, and private live streams with me, just visit my Patreon, patreon.com/thelovechat. And if you enjoy Twitch as a platform, come check out my channel. We're going to be playing games today at 3:30. Twitch.tv/Hi Rory. Until next time.